Kia ora, my name's Officer O'Leary from the Wellington Paranormal Unit, from the Wellington Police over here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. Obviously, you can tell I'm very excited to be here to answer some of the questions that you guys have over there in Australia about some sort of paranormal phenomenon. And I've just got a couple of questions now I'd like to run through with you. They start with the first one, which is this. It's from someone called the Clumsy King. And the Clumsy King wanted to know, my toaster keeps burning my toast, even on low setting. I suspect paranormal wrongdoing. Now, that's actually a very good question, Clumsy King. Obviously, first and foremost, I would suggest that you check the circuit breaker. You might be, blowing a fuse there, and that's something that's not safe at all. You could be setting your house on fire. So first of all, check that and make sure it's okay. If it's still burning after you've checked that, I suspect that some sort of position might actually be possible and happening, or some sort of ghost-like creature is having an influence on your toaster. I mean, there's been cases of haunted toasters previously, burning bread with all sorts of horrible hidden messages.
Can you see that, Richard? Satan lives. Just terrible.
I mean, in such a case, what I would suggest would be, once you've checked the circuit and that's not the issue, get rid of that toaster, okay? Get rid of it to some sort of maybe a relative that you don't actually like that much, or, just that is kind of mediocre at best, and get yourself a new toaster. I'm sure there's shops in Australia like Briscoe's in New Zealand. There's always a sale on, so you can get yourself something for free or cheap at the best, at the worst case scenario. I've got a question here from Time Travelling Painter. I got pink eye once. I'm pretty sure it was an occult experience. What we would say here at the Paranormal Unit is if you didn't experience any other symptoms, like maybe a demonic, low, growling kind of a voice, or any kind of excessive use of foul language, which again, I guess is hard to differentiate when you're living in Australia, because I have heard people talk in Australia. First and foremost, highly recommend that you maintain very good hygiene standards, washing your hands often and frequently and very well. By doing this, you're not only eliminating the potential of an occult-like experience, but you're also eliminating the chances of getting COVID. Otherwise, if you do still have those symptoms showing, or you think you've got COVID, go and see an exorcist or a doctor. And the next question I've got here is from F.M. Gore-Kelly. Someone, and look, to be fair, I'm not going to talk about Minogue here, certainly not, but if I was, this might be what I was talking about. Someone keeps putting the toilet roll on the holder back to front. And everyone swears they didn't change the roll, but for some reason, the toilet paper's on back to front, and it makes absolutely no sense. I know there has been, as there has been in Aotearoa, New Zealand, some toilet paper shortages over in Australia, and I guess that's panic buying, it's panic pooing, it's lots of panic going on, and people are thinking, what I need now to stop me from getting COVID is heaps of toilet paper. Yeah, you've got to also think in terms of paranormal beings. There are also things like mummies, for instance, who need a lot of toilet paper. And so when there's a lockdown and people are bulk buying, bringing home all the toilet paper supplies to their home, what are mummies going to do? So it might be that when you're asleep, there are mummies that are sneaking in and maybe just saying, well, look, there's so much toilet paper, I'm just going to grab a little bit and then I'm going to quickly slip it back on, and they might have put it around the wrong way. So let's not cast judgment on those guys, or those guys. Just maybe leave them a little note on a spare piece of toilet paper, if you've got any, saying, please, if you do want to use some of our toilet paper for your amazing mummy costume outfit, a natural indigenous dress, just make sure that you put it back on the right way. And I think that would be the best solution to that, keeping everyone happy. I've got another question now who's from a good friend of mine, Edward. How's it going, Edward? It's nice to talk to you. He said to me, used a Ouija board once when I was a young bloke, moved, and I was informed that it's going to be a big one of the lotteries. Now I'm an old bloke, all I got to say, yeah, right, most everyone is $50. It's a largely unknown fact that both in Australia and New Zealand, the paranormal beings have got a sizable share in all of the lotteries. So they will often try to entice people like yourself, good, honest, hard-working Australians and hard-working New Zealanders and just hard-working people in general to, throw a bit of their cash away in order for them to, to get rich. What I would say to you is don't worry about that. Be happy for the fact that you've won $50. So take your money and run, but don't do another Ouija board. That would be my advice to you, Edward. Have a great day. And Anne wants to know, she's pretty sure that a ghost keeps pushing her wheelie bin over at night. Obviously from a New Zealand perspective, it's potentially that it's possums. And we don't like possums over here in New Zealand. You guys love them. They're like one of your natural treasures, like koalas and possums. You love them, and that's cool. I guess, first check the bin for possums, bin chickens, ibises, or unruly youths. And if you find none of those things, maybe if you do have a ghost that's trapped within that wheelie bin, I reckon challenge them to a race, and that's the only way you're going to get rid of them. So get it up to the highest hill you've got in your neighbourhood. I don't know where you are in Australia, maybe the Blue Mountains. That sounds like a high place. You could go up there and just challenge them to a race, and as long as you win, that ghost will be gone forever. And if you don't win, this is from Jenna. Jenna wants to know, she's recently become friends with a ghost. Does she and her friend need to socially distance? Well, Jenna, that's a great question, especially in this current time with this global pandemic happening. And what I would say to you is this, yes, you do, but not due to COVID, unless the ghost had COVID, in which case, yes, you do, and you should. But basically, the bottom line is that, ghosts are known to produce ectoplasm, and being exposed to that for a long time is a rather unpleasant experience, and I don't wish that on anyone, especially not you, Jenna. And myself and Minogue can attest to that being quite horrific. So what I would say, again, go back to the basics, which is always, have distance from your friends, and if you think they've got COVID, just walk away. Or help them go to the doctor. Or sing this 2 meters please song. That's a great song.
2 meters please, at 2 meters please. I don't want your COVID if you start to sneeze.
I'm Officer O'Leary from the Wellington Paranormal Unit, Wellington Police. Watch us on SBS Viceland and SBS On Demand. Please.